Introducing the Ultimate Boxing Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything boxing. From electrifying fight previews to in-depth interviews with the legends of the ring, we break down the biggest bouts round by round. Get inside the minds of the fighters, hear their stories, and feel the intensity of their training. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just starting out, our podcast has got you covered. Stay updated with the latest news, rivalries, and predictions. Tune in and feel the adrenaline, the passion, the raw power of boxing. Boxing is about perseverance, pushing through every challenge. It's the spirit of hard work and dedication that defines a true champion. So what are you waiting for? Like, follow, and subscribe to the Unprofessional Experts podcast. Stay tuned for more exciting updates. Without boxing, nothing in the world means anything.
At the end of the day, if there's one thing Morrell should have learned tonight, throw body punches. That's the way to win big fights. I went into the 10th round saying on PPV.com that I didn't think I had seen Morrell land a single meaningful body punch in the fight.
There was one round that he didn't score any punches, the 6th.
Benevidez landed bushels of body shots. That's what won him the fight.
How would you rate this performance compared to Andre, compared to Caleb Plant's performances from Benevidez?
Well, I think that Morrell's a better opponent than Andre and Caleb Plant. And I like Caleb Plant, and we're friends, but at the end of the day, I think this was a higher talent level with Morrell. You're talking about a counterpuncher with power, with Cuban technique training and stuff like that. So I think this is Benevidez' most impressive win so far.
Make some goddamn noise, man. Hey, it's the Unprofessional Experts Podcast. Make some more goddamn noise again. Per usual, it's JMC and Davo. Wait a minute, man. It's JMC, man, a.k.a. the beginning of all things boxing, man, the ultimate podcast. I'm here to talk that talk, man. We just had Benevidez and Morrell. It just ended a couple of minutes ago. Breaking goddamn news, man. Podcast coming right at you, man. Giving a full breakdown of tonight's light heavyweight action, man. But before we get into that, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe. Tell a parent, man. Tell a pet, man. Tell a monkey. Tell a lizard. Tell any goddamn body who will listen, man. Hey, go ahead and stream the Unprofessional Experts Podcast. Because if you do not, hey, man, we can squabble up in real life, man. We are available every goddamn where. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Just pick a station. Go ahead and search the Unprofessional Experts Podcast and get tuned right in. Bro, let's jump into it.
Yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. So let's go ahead and break down that fight, man. So what are we thinking about Benevidez versus Morrell? I thought it was an exciting fight. What do you think?
Man, at first, I was thinking, man, the Fire Stick Boys was outside, but I'm not mad at it. Overpriced, should have been pay-per-view. But, man, if you're a fan of boxing, man, you like action, Benevidez is him. He's there to fight. He's there to throw hands, man. It's a last fight, right?
No, hold on, because I got to call you out. Okay. I got to call you out because you had Benevidez taking the L tonight.
Man, I thought Morrell, man, would bring out that Cuban strength and he do his thing, but hey, Benevidez said, hold my beer, I'm different.
He's different.
Man, respect to Benevidez. I'm waiting on the day somebody beats up Benevidez, and it doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon, so I'll keep eating my words until that happens.
He's that guy.
But
he's the Mexican monster. He's that guy.
He is, man. He's got a hell of a chin. Knocked down late, but it was kind of fluke.
Yeah, man, definitely a fluke flash knockdown for sure.
Man, Morrell is sturdy. He's young. 11 fights, right? 12 fight. Yeah, so obviously Morrell, he's got that juice, so we'll see Morrell again for sure. Benevidez first showing at 175 wasn't the best versus Bostic in his last fight, but man, he said he was dealing with some injuries, stuff that they talked about after the fight. He was fully healthy, man. He had a lot of animosity, a lot of beef going into this one. So, man, he trained well. And it showed. He looked like the Benevidez that we know Benevidez to be. He looked like Benevidez in this fight. And so Morrell, he stood there, man. He handled it. Man, he gave his fight back. Good shots were traded. But Benevidez looked great.
Yeah, he looked great. I mean, and I'm watching the fight. I mean, he's doing a little bit of everything. I mean, good jab, good body shot. I mean, he's throwing the uppercuts. I mean, he's using angles. I mean, everything about this fight was working for David Benavidez. He looked really good, and I really, honestly, can't wait to see who he gets in the ring with next. That was just an outstanding showing. I mean, I'm impressed.
I'm thinking, like, man, he's going to clip Benevidez. You know, the lack of defense is going to show, and it never happened.
It never happened.
The guard was high.
Guard was high.
He was on alert. Body shots from round one. He had a game plan.
Game plan.
It wasn't just to walk him down. He wanted to be effective.
And he stuck to it. He stuck to it for literally from round one. He stuck to it and was pounding that body the entire night.
No, did he?
Pause. But that, I mean, he body shots were working for him. I mean, everything was working for him. I mean, he just looked good tonight.
Benevidez looked great tonight, man. I from time to time I actually hate on the big homie Benevidez because I see some flaws in his style, and I'm thinking it's gonna get exposed one day. And so, kind of thinking about, right, he's interim everything in that weight class. And so, leading up to his next opponent, right, it has to be Bivol or Beterbiev.
It has to. It has to be one or the other. It has to be.
I like Beterbiev. His showing tonight makes me feel like the fight against Bivol could be very interesting because Bivol is going to stick and move. He's going to box.
And he has the ability to do that way better than I think what Morrell was trying to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he can stick and move and box, and still land power shots, I think, better than Morrell. So that would definitely be an interesting fight between him and Bivol. Now, Beterbiev, on the other hand, I think that might be the only guy, honestly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bivol has a shot, but I think Beterbiev would be the guy to beat Benevidez if there's anybody out there that can beat Benevidez at 175.
Beterbiev is a tank. He comes forward. He does his thing. His defense is tight. He's strong. That's, similar styles. And so you got two tanks trying to find out which one is going to break. And so, Benevidez is younger. Beterbiev is like 60. And so you wonder if, age will be in Benevidez's favor. Maybe not. I don't know. A warrior is a warrior, right? Age may not make the difference. But I would agree, Beterbiev is he's different. It's tough.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what? Hopefully we might be able to see, one of those fights if Beterbiev were to get in with Benevidez. Hopefully we can maybe see that in 25, no later than 26.
I'm hoping by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Let's keep the good fights rolling, man. No reason to, that idea of we got to let the fight season, it's trash. The fans hate it. Nobody wants to let a fight work its way up over a couple of years. Give it to us while it's hot, man. We literally lost interest in Benevidez Canelo because it's not hot anymore. Like, we're on to the next thing. Give us Beterbiev Benevidez. Why not, man? Let's see the best of the best fighting each other. Big Turk, man, out of Saudi, man, he's trying to put those fights together. So hopefully that's what he does. We do not need to see Benevidez versus anyone else other than the best in the division.
That's right. I agree. 100% agree with that. He's got to fight the other top guys at 175. He's just there. He's at that point. He's a problem. He's a monster. Definitely excited to see what he does next. Moving on, since we already talked about what Benevidez is going to potentially do in the future with either Bivol or Beterbiev, what do you think is next for David Morrell?
Man, David Morrell is nice. And I think the only thing he lacked was experience. On things to do when you're behind in a fight, go to the body, stay on your toes, accurate with that jab. And so he just needs seasoning. And so as long as he stays active and keeps his level of competition high, we'll see David Morrell in another pay-per-view main event sooner than later.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. I mean, he looked really strong, and he's got a chin. Man, he's got a chin because he ate a lot of shots.
He ate some bombs.
He ate some bombs, man.
Absolute bombs.
Man, dude's got a chin. He could take a shot, man. So Yeah, definitely would like to see him again. Not sure against who though. I'm not sure who in the light heavyweight division would be a good matchup for David Morrell right now. But definitely would like to see him again for sure.
You know, I don't know if he goes right to the top with his next matchup, but definitely against proven talent, former champ, maybe some gateway guys. Let's build Morrell up. You know, let's get him into another exciting fight because he obviously has the skill set. You can see, you know, they were genuinely beefing in the lead up, you know, to the fight. And after the fight, it was all respect. Not only comes from being there with a guy who does his thing. You don't just respect the guy because he's trash. Yeah. And so after the fight, it was nothing but love between Benevidez and Morrell. And I thought they were going to throw hands, you know, at those press conferences.
Yeah, it was getting heated, man. It was getting nasty.
You know, I've been getting ready extremely hard for this moment. I've trained extremely hard, and now we're ready. You know, now we're coming with all energy, not like this fucking pussy right here. Peace and love. What was all that fucking shit that you were talking about back then? Look, and now this guy's nervous. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, and I hope you don't have no fucking excuses, because you look scared as fuck right now. To be honest, you can smile, you do all the fuck you want, but watch. When you step into that ring this Saturday, that's El Monstruo's world, and you're gonna see exactly what the fuck I'm made of.
So Morrell is obviously, you know, he's from Cuba, so you know those guys are talented. You know, they're structured, they do their thing, they're well versed, they know the art and the skill of boxing, and so David Morrell can continue that lineage, continue to do his thing. I'm excited to see what's next for him in his career. I think, man, he'll thump on anything outside of Benevidez.
Well, outside of Benevidez, Bavar better be it.
I mean, him and Bavar might be nice, and I'm a Bavar fan saying that. But you know, let's keep him rolling.
That's still a stretch for Morrell. I would say that's probably still a stretch for Morrell.
Keep him in there with the big dogs for sure.
Yeah, but shout out to David Benevidez and shout out to David Morrell for sure. They put on a really good fight. Moving on, we want you guys to go ahead and check out this next clip of folding chair activity. Y'all check it out.
Don't get folded up.
Damn, he got folded like a lawn chair.
That's what he's doing. He's setting them up. He's letting them work. Now using the jab, sticking them on the outside. And here comes the jab. What a left hook!
To play in a hurry at 227 pounds. Big right hand. If he gets up, I'll be the most surprised. KO. And here's Green, who promised to go inside, and he stopped, and he is rocked. Codrington's world and left. And it's off. It's over.
Miranda potentially Pascal's next opponent. There's a big right hand. Holy cow! David!
He's got solid fundamentals, hand time, good balance, and all that. Ooh. Oh, what a left hook! And that is it.
Keep your hands up.
All right, so let's talk about the rest of the card, man. Stephen Fulton. Let's talk about his matchup tonight versus Figueroa, man. What are we thinking about that?
Man, shout out Philly, man. Cool boy Steph, man. The first fighter I ever seen hop in the ring with some boneless butters on.
Man, yeah, man. Outfit was crazy, man. The jorks with the boneless butters. Nobody's ever done it. Shout out to Stephen Fulton, man. That was a cool fit.
That alone, man, he gets the dub for that. Man, I absolutely hate Brandon Figueroa's style. Man, he's got a reach advantage over everybody, a height advantage over everybody, and he smothers every punch that he throws. And I think you said it best. You said ineffective aggression is what his style is. And I couldn't agree more. Like, what is dude doing? Because he's leaning in over his front foot, and it's like, take a step back, look up as you're throwing your punches. And man, Cool Boy Steph just used the ring, landed the more effective, cleaner shots. I mean, if I'm Figueroa's camp, he needs to go back to the drawing board and restructure his entire style.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Mayweather said it best. I mean, the best guys in boxing are the guys that are just able to adjust, right? And a lot of times in the ring, you got to be able to adjust to what's in front of you. You got to be able to call an audible. You can't just kind of go in there and just do the same thing with every single fighter. Everybody's different. Styles make fights. I'm not saying that you got to become a completely different fighter, but just making small adjustments like what you're talking about, taking a step back, maybe executing a little bit of head movement and defense go a long way in a lot of fights. I mean, we talked about that with the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano fights. I mean, just switching it up a little bit, taking a step back, could help a lot of these fighters. And I think it definitely would help Figueroa out. But yeah, shout out to Stephen Fulton, man. He looked good. He boxed beautiful. That was also a tough fight, though. Those guys were kind of going at it. Because the one thing about Figueroa is he smothers himself, but he smothers you as well, and he applies the pressure, and he makes the fight kind of difficult and like a grinded out type of fight. So shout out to him. I mean, he's not a walkover or easy go, but he is beatable, like Stephen Fulton did tonight. So I mean, but shout out to them. Shout out to Stephen Fulton and Figueroa.
Man, the boneless butters gave Stephen Fulton the juice. And, man, it was all work, easy money. Man, Brandon Figueroa, man, I don't know what you're doing, dude. Use your reach advantage, man. I mean, it would literally be changing your entire style, but it is needed because obviously at the elite level, at the top level competition, they can figure that out.
Yeah.
And so quit smothering everything that you throw. Like, your most power is at the end of your punch, those right here, right? Full extension, that's where you hurt guys. And they literally see everything coming. You're right in your chest with every punch that you're throwing. Like, you're not even giving yourself a chance with that style. I'm not a fan of it. I can't say more. I hate that style. You know what I mean? Just to be honest. But, man, shout out to those butters, man.
What do you think is next for Stephen Fulton?
Man, Fulton was on the down. He was on the decline.
Yeah,
anyway, gave him that work.
He did. Gave him that work.
Fulton was needing a dub, and he got that. And man, I want to see Fulton keep cooking. Man, he's a good boxer, great fits. It goes a long way. So if Fulton, man, could keep doing his thing, man, yeah, keep going, man. Shout out Philly.
Yeah, shout out to Philly, man. Isak Cruz got a dub tonight too, man. He came out, put on a good showing. How we feeling about that fight he had with what's his name? Ferrero?
Man, matchmaking is important. Because Isak Cruz was put in there with another Mexican who has a head first from here to punch you style. And that's what he needs. And then because it's been proven that Isak Cruz can be outboxed. And so it's really important to make sure that you match him up stylistically with somebody who can give the fans something they want to see. I am not a fan of Pitbull Cruz, but good fight overall, right? Great Mexican style fight. Two guys throwing leather. One guy's, I'm better than you. I'm going to throw more leather. I'm going to attempt to be great in my great Mexican style, so forth and so on. That's how I feel about Pitbull.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's definitely got the type of style where he's coming in straight for and just like we were talking about, being able to adjust, right? Being able to adjust to what's in front of you and, figuring a guy out and using a little bit of defense, maybe taking a step back when you need to, using angles, things like that. That's not Pitbull, right? He's coming at you, throwing those bombs and those power shots, and that's pretty much what you're going to get. So when he gets in front of a guy like, say, a Gervonta Davis or, maybe even a guy like similar to maybe Stephen Fulton or something like that, it's just not going to work for him. And like you said, that's been proven. So, but shout out to Isak Cruz. He is a good fighter. I mean, I like watching him fight. I think he's entertaining. But when he gets in front of these guys with, pretty good skill sets, I think that's when he runs into trouble. But shout out to Isak Cruz. He put on a good performance tonight. He got the dub. He was actually beating dude up. Like he looked really good tonight.
I'm not a fan. He just was part of the undercard for me.
All right, we'll leave it at that. And then the first fight that was on tonight, man, we had Rosario versus Ramos. What do we think about that one?
So, talking about Mexican style, shout out Jesus Ramos, man, the first Mexican, and this is probably terrible boxing history, but the first Mexican that does not fight like a Mexican, man. He actually has a lot of skill. He doesn't just come forward trying to take your head off, trying to bulldoze you. He can fight up and down. He's fighting Rosario, a guy nicknamed Banana, probably the worst nickname in all of boxing. But he's been down previously from body shots. You could tell they really tried to implement body shots into the game plan. He was going to the body early. Jesus Ramos is talented, man. Up, down, strong, southpaw.
Jesus Ramos is talented, man. He had that disputed loss against Lubin. I hated that for him in his career. But watch out for Ramos. 154, loaded division. Get the banana out of here. But Jesus Ramos, man, shout out to him, man. I absolutely love his style. He's got a lot of tools in his basket for sure. But overall, man, Benevidez, Morrell, Fire Stick Boys should have been outside, man. We paid a few dollars for it. It is what it is, man. Tell us what you think, man. Comment. Hey, man, Benevidez Morrell was crazy. Morrell was better than we thought. Benevidez is who we thought he was, man. Let us know what you think, man. Talk about our breakdown, man. We'll give it back to you, man. We can go back and forth, talk about these fights. A lot of fights coming up, man. Gervonta, Lamont Roach. It is what it is. It's a fight. Better be a Bivol, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield. Man, there's some good fights coming up. Once again, Crawford, Canelo, man, end of the year. Man, wait for that to become official. But we'll be right here giving our breakdown, our analysis, our pre-fight, post-fight breakdowns. We're going to make sure to give you the scoop on all things boxing. Once again, the Unprofessional Experts Podcast, man, giving it to you just after the fight. This shit ended like 10 minutes ago. Man, shout out, man. JMC and Davo. Go ahead, tell a friend, a grandparent, man, your favorite lizard. Because if you do not, we'll squabble up in real life, man. Check us out. Until next time.
We are firemen. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame.